Okay, so what are the two characteristics of the Tagalog language as identified in the script as passed on to Filipino? First, there's only one symbol for the letters D and R, right? As well as other letters. What does it mean? The pronunciation depends on the location of the symbol. At the start of the word, it is pronounced D. Between two vowels, it is pronounced R. For example, the word dalita, meaning poverty, starts with the letter D. With the adjectival suffix ma or affix ma, the word becomes maralita, meaning poor. Thus, in the contemporary use of the Roman alphabet in writing Tagalog, D is written as R. Okay? So, second is the symbol for the syllable nga. So, when you write it in Roman script, nang remains to be a single letter. Right? So, even if it's written with two characters, so now if you look at the contemporary Philippine alphabet, it is na, ma, na, nga. So, or if you're writing it using English, say m and nung, right? So you have nang, it's just letter, it follows n, and people get confused because why is there a nang after n? But that's the Filipino language. So this comes from Paul Morrow's article. Okay, now in 1620, Father Francisco Lopez had a proposal. 17th century. So what he did was he suggested a new kudlit shaped like a cross because obviously he was a priest, right? So he said if people were to place the cross below a symbol, the cross-shaped kudlit will cancel the inherent A sound. So if you see the cross, it means and you see the symbol, it means don't pronounce it with ba or ma. So there's no A anymore. So according to Versosa in 1939, this suggestion was hence called the Bellarmino style and was highly recommended by the authorities. This additional kudlit, however, was hardly used. So what happened was, so the Spaniards were trying to change the Baybayin, but no, the natives did not follow them. Okay, here are the reactions to the Lopez proposal. This is from Pedro Andres de Castro in his book Ortografía y Letras de la Lengua Tagala, 1783. And apparently the Filipinos politely refused to use it. So this is from Massilia, 1895, which was quoted by Scott. So many sources. Okay. They, after much praising of it and giving thanks for it, decided it could not be incorporated into their writing because it was contrary to the intrinsic character and nature which God had given it, and that it would destroy the syntax, prosody, and spelling of the Tagalog language all in one blow, but that they did not mean to give offense to the Spanish lords and would be sure that special use would be made of it when writing words from the Spanish language in Tagalog script. Basically, what it's saying is the Filipinos were just being so polite to the Spaniards, but they did not want to use the proposal of Father Lopez. So it's a bit similar when the Spaniards were trying to learn how to write Filipino poetry or Tagalog poetry. So one Spaniard had asked a native, well, what do you think of the Tagalog poem that I wrote? So and the native responded by saying, maganda po, datapwat, hindi tula. Meaning what? It was beautiful, but it was not a poem. So, they're not polite, but no. Okay. So again, this I wanted to show you again the varieties of the Baybayin using as it was used in Tagalog, and when we say, of course, Tagalog, you have to remember that there are many variations of Tagalog. So for example, there's Batangas Tagalog, or there's Bulacan Tondo Tagalog. And then you have Ilocano, Visayas, Kapampangan, Bicol, and Pangasinan. And as you can see, the Baybayin was used in all these languages.